Hey everyone, it's Heidi and welcome back to this week's episode of Baby Names Sunday. So for today's list, as you guys see by the title of the video, I'm going to be sharing another origin specific one. So a few weeks ago, I did upload a French girls name list and everybody loved it, and lots of other people were requesting to do a Hebrew originated list. So this is exactly what I'm going to give you today. It's going to be a stunning list of boy name options and girl name options and a bunch of unisex ones as well. I also did want to say thank you to, I believe her name is Carmel over on Instagram. I did ask her for some of the pronunciations to make sure I got it as best as I could, but also be mindful that a lot of these names might be pronounced differently all around the world. So if you guys enjoy these origin specific lists, make sure you give this video a thumbs up and then also hit that subscribe button if you are new. So without further talking, let's get into this stunning list of Hebrew originated names. All right, so to start us off here, I'm going to start off with a boy's name option. So I have the name Meir, spelled M-E-I-R, or an anglicized pronunciation of this could be Mayer, spelled M-E-Y-E-R. This one means bringer of light, and I thought that fit perfectly for a little rainbow baby. It has such an uplifting meaning, and I was also thinking that would be really nice for either boy or for a girl because it's occupying spot 2,638 for boys on the name charts, and for girls it's actually made its way to spot 9,033. So with surnames increasing and rising for girls, Mayer can totally work. Now moving on to my next name on the list here, I have the name Dagan, spelled D-A-G-A-N. Now I've actually heard this name pronounced as Dagon as well, so depending on where you live, it could be pronounced differently. It means corn or grain, and in Babylonian mythology, it was the god of earth and grain. Actually, over in Israel, it's quite popular for both boys and girls to have it, especially for those children that are born during this harvest season, harvest festival called Shavuot. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, correct me if I'm wrong, but it actually just made its way onto the charts for the very first time in quite some time for the boys at spot 7,000 and something, and for the girls, it's completely unranked. Now, next name on the list here, I have the name Enoch, spelled E-N-O-C-H. This one means dedicated, and it's also a major figure in the Old Testament. It's actually sitting at spot 9,038 for boys, so it's just within that top 1,000. I also have another option here that's very close to Enoch, a little bit different, and it is completely rare and unranked. So this is the name Enos, spelled E-N-O-S, and this one means mankind, and Enos was actually one of the grandsons of Adam and Eve. Moving on to another unisex name on the list here, I actually really like this for a girl, and it's the name Joah, spelled J-O-A. Now this one means established by God, and it's actually a very popular beginning portion of a lot of Hebrew names out there. I would think this would be more so considered as a modern option because of its shorter length. This one's completely unranked for boys, and for girls it's sitting at spot 14,489 on the 2020 charts. Now for a girl option here, I know you guys are gonna love this one. So this is the name Ariella, spelled A-R-I-E-L-L-A, and this one's a variation of Ariel or Ariel, meaning Lion of God. This one's sitting just outside the top 100s at spot 121 for girls, but the nicknames with this one, you have Ari and Ella, so beautiful, and I find the sound of this name, Ariella, very feminine, very elegant, and with those traits of a lion, strength and courage behind a girl. You know me, I love it. Next name here, another girl's option I have is the name Jordana, spelled J-O-R-D-A-N-A. This is honestly probably one of my favorites on the list. It's actually surprisingly rare. It's sitting at spot like 4,000 on the girl name chart, which is really surprising to me. And as for the meaning, it means flowing down, referring to a river. So rivers flowing down often symbolize life and change. So forever flowing, forever changing, and evolving into something great. Moving back over to the boy side, I have the name Avial, spelled A-V-I-E-L. This one means God is my father, sitting at spot 1,512 on the boy's name chart. Lots of parents have been loving that beginning letter A for boy names specifically. It's also just popped onto the 14,000s for the girls, so this one could be a possibility of moving into that unisex spot. And as for nicknames, you can do AV for either boy or for a girl. I have also the name Abbott, spelled A-B-B-O-T-T for the boys. This one actually also means father, so Avial, a little bit more softer. Abbott, a little bit more masculine sounding, you know? But with the surname aspect to it, this could really fall into both categories for both boys and for girls. Would you ever name your little baby girl Abbott? Nickname Abby maybe? That is a possibility, which is kind of fun. I love how lots of names are falling onto both sides now. And this one's actually quite uncommon as it's sitting at spot 12,000 on the boys' name charts. Moving back over to the girl side here, I have the name Jethra, spelled J-E-T-H-R-A. So this one's a feminine variation of Jethro, which means excellence. For a girl, how cool. I love it because it sounds a little bit more futuristic. Jethra, it's edgy. This one is completely unranked, but as for nicknames, I was thinking of the nickname Jetty, like J-E-T-T-Y. It almost makes it vintage, but it has this modern edge to it that I feel a lot of parents will really like. Next one here, I actually have a girls option and a boys option that are pretty similar in sound. So I have the name Tova, spelled T-O-V-A, and this one means good and pleasing. This one's for girls. It's sitting at spot 3,686 on the charts. And then a similar option beginning with a T, but for boys, I really like the name Tobias, spelled T-O-B-I-A-H. This one means the Lord is good. So Tova means good and pleasing. This one means the Lord is good. And this one's sitting at spot just over the 5,000s for the boys, but you can still again have that nickname Toby or even Tobias for this one. Next one here, we're gonna switch it up a bit, more of a shorter name for either boy or for girl. I have the name Avi, spelled A-V-I. So this one's more familiar sounding, but with spring coming up, I thought the meaning for this one was perfect as it means spring-like, fresh and dewy. I think it falls into a ton of trendy categories. It's unisex, it's short, but it's still uncommon as it sits at spot 779 for boys, so just in the top 1000s, and then 1,246 for girls, so just outside the top 1000s. Now, moving back over to a girl's name here, this is another stunning option for you. So this is the name Ruele, spelled R-E-U-E-L-L-E. I am so in love. Again, these girls' names, I find they're just so beautiful. So this one means friend of God, and I find that with it has this gorgeous and elegant sound to it. It's completely unranked, which I am beyond shocked at. Ruele, you can have that nickname Ru in there, you can have L, but it has been up 10% in searches in the past few weeks here. So it has been searched a little bit more frequently recently, but still again, absolutely unranked. So please, someone snatch up that one. I have another unisex name here. It's the name Soraya or Soraya, spelled S-E-R-A-I-A-H. I've heard it been pronounced both ways, so I wanted to include both ways. This one is found multiple times in the Old Testament. It was more so started out as a boy's name, but it's gradually over the years made its way into that unisex, gender neutral spot. And this one means Yahweh is ruler. Back over to the boy side, I have the name Benjy, spelled B-E-N-Z-I. This one means good son, and I thought it was like a modern, edgy sounding name, especially with the Z, Benjy. Like, super cool. You can have the nickname Benz, Benny, or Ben. Super, super sweet if you want maybe like a modern honorary name for a Benjamin in the family. But this one's also brand new to the name charts for the boys. It's sitting at spot 12,073. Next over here, I have another unisex option I wanted to include a lot. It's the name Raya, spelled R-I-A-H. So this one means the Lord has remembered, and this one's the shorter form of Zechariah, or a lot of those Raya ending names, which a lot of Hebrew names do have that ending. Raya is completely unranked for boys, surprisingly, and sitting at spot 4,133 for girls in 2020. So Raya, so perfect. It's more of a shorter option there, so I feel like this one might be rising in the near future. I actually have another unisex name here next. It's the name Roni, spelled R-O-N-I. So this one means my song or my joy. So with the meaning, I thought especially at the upcoming season, at Christmas time, the holiday season, it's another one with a really uplifting and positive meaning. I don't know, it just brings this happiness, this joy to me. It's also up, this was really cool, it's up 219% in searches in the past few weeks here. It's also sitting at spot 6,824 for girls and 5,625 for boys. So it's actually more so seen as a boy's name right now, but things always will change and it only takes a little bit. Now next one here on the boy side, I have the name Ozzy, spelled O-Z-N-I. I am loving this. For a boy, it means my hearing, and it's an Old Testament name and the name of the 7th son of Jacob. And great cherry on top, there's two things here. It's the very first time it's been on the boys' name charts. It's at spot 12,073, so definitely uncommon. And guys, you guys can have the nickname Ozzy for this one. Ozzy, nickname Ozzy. I know, you can thank me later. All right, we're down to our very final two names on the list here. I have the name Ivria, or this one could be pronounced Ivria, just depending on where you are. It's spelled I-V-R-I-A. It means from the land of Abraham. I find this one just so beyond beautiful. It's uncommon. It has that I at the very beginning, a letter that is so sought after for girls' names, but you can have those popular nicknames like Evie or Avi, depending on how you want to pronounce the name. And then that brings me to my very final name on the list here. This one's a unisex option, and that's the name Corinth, spelled K-O-R-E-N. This one here means gleaming or shine brightly, so suiting for a little holiday baby, rainbow baby, a new little light in your guys' family. So precious. It's one of those names that sound familiar, but it is not, as it's unranked for girls, it's unranked for boys, and it's actually more so seen as a boy's Hebrew name. But in Danish, it's actually the Danish variation of Catherine, meaning pure for a girl. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It has other origins, other backgrounds behind it, as opposed to just a Hebrew boy's name. So that's something to look at. I was also thinking it sounds like an honorary name for maybe a Karen in the family. It sounds more modern than Karen. You have Corin, a little bit more edgier for a girl as well. So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this amazing, stunning Hebrew names list. I really enjoyed finding these amazing names, and make sure you guys leave in the comments below all of your favorite Hebrew names or other Hebrew names that I might not have mentioned. I know a lot of parents or whoever is looking for a name will be really appreciative as well, so leave them in the comments below. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you guys next Sunday with another baby names list. Take care, stay safe, bye!